All right, welcome back to this dual broadcast of the AM Report. I'm Ayanda Nyathi, live to you from the Dubai desk here at the United Arab Emirates. It's great to see you as we continue giving you a slice, a snapshot of what life is like here in Dubai. And joining us now, he's known for blazing the trail when it comes to African cuisine, of course, and attracted foodies from the world over. And that's because he's able to merge African food in some respects with other, I guess, cultural codes, for lack of a better term. His name is Chef Coco Reinarhz, and he joins us now on the Dubai desk. And it's lovely to see you. My appetite can barely control itself because I can already smell the food. Thanks for popping by.
Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure and an honor for me to be here with you.
Lovely. We'll speak about the food in just a moment, especially because that's obviously the main attraction. But, I mean, you, in some respects, or at least your family's history, has been described as a culinary love story.
Absolutely.
Tell us a bit more about that.
So I always say I started my career in food 80 years ago. Obviously, I don't look 80 years, but I really believe that my career started when my grandfather decided to become a chef. He then gave that to my mother, who gave it to me. I was almost born into her professional kitchen. So really, I believe more and more that cooking for me is more genetic than a passion or a lifestyle, or it's really something that I have in my blood.
And what's really cool is that you've been able to work quite literally all over the world.
Absolutely.
Holland, the DRC, Ivory Coast, I think, is there.
Belgium,
Studied in Belgium.
And obviously South Africa.
Right.
And I traveled the world, and I traveled, especially the continent, looking for the different spice. And I like to showcase how beautiful my talent, how beautiful my continent is. But I'm saying that with a plate of food.
Right, oh, absolutely. And your home is obviously in Africa. Whereabouts in Africa, and at which stage did you decide, okay, I need to break away from that nest to get a sense of how else Africans are putting their dishes together to put together an offering to the UAE, for instance?
I would say today my home is Johannesburg, Fourways.
Right.
That's my home. That's where I feel home. I've been living in South Africa for more than almost 20 years. But I'm original from Burundi and Congo. Those are really the two countries that I feel a little bit more home than South Africa, although I didn't live as much as in South Africa. So, and I like to travel the continent really. Wherever I go, I usually make sure that I eat local, okay, and see how can I translate this into a plate in South Africa? How can I take somebody from South Africa to Ghana without leaving Johannesburg? How can I take somebody from Madagascar, take him to Morocco without leaving the table where he is in Johannesburg? That's what I'm more passionate about, and that's what I really try to do the most.
And you do it really well, because just looking at the meals in front of us, I feel like I'm at the doorstep of my own home. Take us through what we've got there. There's stuff I already recognize. I see some chakalaka, some pap.
Yes, we'll get there.
I'll leave that
after.
to you.
So here I have two dishes. This one is from North Africa. It's like it's called tamia from Egypt, served with the baba ganoush. It's really showcasing how the busy street of Cairo, how they put Africa in their plates. Okay, it's almost like a falafel that you find in Middle East, but we do it with fava beans. That's the African part of it. Here we have a Zanzibari lamb that we call at the restaurant I have here on Expo, served with the pilau rice and a kachumbar salad. All your spices from Zanzibar, your cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, marinated with the lamb. And these are the two, I would say, African-inspired dishes with a very strong Arab influence because of the relation that we had with the Arab world. And this one here, it's really our famous famous chisanyama platter.
Right.
That really is creating a huge buzz here at the restaurant, Choma restaurant in Al Kebulan, African food hall.
And you were telling me off air that that's actually one of your more popular dishes.
Absolutely.
The one in the middle.
It's really, when people see like this, they're like, oh, what is this? This is pap. We explain, what is this? This is chakalaka. It's a boerewors. And people are really interested in knowing what is on this plate and how does it taste.
It's phenomenal, because you're not the first person to tell me this whilst we spend time here in Dubai. There seems to be a great interest in South African culture, custom, food, And that's the experience that you also have.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, South Africa shines so much on the continent that people want to, they always hear about South Africa and they want to experience that with the plate of South African food that I'm bringing here. And we have so many other different African food that we do on the restaurant, in the restaurant. But I really find that the Chisanyama plate is really what attracts the most people.
I'm going to give you a challenge. If somebody comes to you and says, I just want a meal that sums up the African experience, knowing, of course, Africa is not a country. It's a continent with a whole lot of diversity. Where do you even begin putting something like that together for them?
I would say exactly the same what you say. There is nothing that says this is African.
Yeah.
Okay? Africa is a whole. Okay? If you try to single pin one part of Africa, everybody else will be like, I don't know, why did you come? It's like when you have kids, you cannot say which one is the kid that really show me that who you are. No, it's the family, okay? But if I can say something that really bring us more together as African, I would say it's the generosity that you can find in a plate. Rather than just a taste, it's more the concept of sharing, generosity, something abundance as well on a plate. That's what will describe the best what African is.
And it's on that poetic note that we'll have to leave it. Thank you so much for coming through to share your experience with us. And I'll tell you what, Michelle, I'm already anticipating to feast. In fact, I've got my cutlery and crockery right here. In just a moment, my stomach will be quite busy, so I'm going to leave it there for now. But it really is quite wonderful to get a sense of how you can be away from home and still be able to share the experiences that home represents in many respects, especially through food.